Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jon MacLennan, and I just wanted to do a quick video update saying thanks everyone for the support, and thanks for purchasing my new book, and really excited. If those of you don't know, I just published a guitar instructional, and really excited about it. It's kind of the first of its own kind, and it's been featured on for the past 4 days on the front page of iTunes, the iBookstore, which has been really cool, right next to George Harrison's book, he's one of my favorite guitar players of all time, and I was just like blown away. I was like, wow, this is awesome. So anyways, the point of this video is kind of to talk about some interesting things I feel I've been a part of over just the past like 10 years of being in the music industry and now entering book publishing and stuff. So basically, you know, there used to be CDs, and you know, then the iPod came out, the internet, and this whole digital revolution. It's just changed so much, you know. And I made my first record in 2006. I released it, but I'd been recording it for like a year before then. And you know, I'd played in bands for a while, had my own band, was playing out all the time, like every weekend in Hollywood. And then I decided I had these songs, I wanted to make a record, you know, and I didn't have a record deal. I'd been trying to get a record deal for like 3 years. It was like my dream, you know, and you know, sometimes if your boat doesn't come in to pick you up, you got to swim out to it. So I was like, man, let's make a record, let's do this. How do I do it? So I worked really hard, and I had some connections at the time, and I'd kind of reached out to those, and ended up being able to raise like 10 grand of my own money. It wasn't like my parents helping me or anything. I was 17, just working really hard, and was able to make my first album. And you know, it was such a great learning process. It's like I didn't know, there was so much I didn't know about microphones, pre's, EQ, what are plugins, using Pro Tools, how to record an acoustic guitar, how to record electric, what is the gear you should use. You know, these are things like if you're a guitar player, you've got your Fender Strat, you've got your Gibson Les Paul, you've got your Tele, you know, you've got your 335. You got to know that for, you know, recording gear as well. You've got to know what's good, how to use it, how to get the good sounds. You know, so that was something that was just an amazing experience. But anyways, ended up spending a bunch of money, went to a Grammy award-winning studio, and it was great, you know. But then I wanted to work on my second album, had about 30 songs I'd written, and I said, okay, let me pick 10 and record this next album. And I didn't want to spend, obviously, that kind of money again, because I thought, well, what if I put like 10 grand into a home studio, because I'm going to be making music for a while, you know what I mean? And so I decided to basically just start recording at home, and it was such a great thing to do, because you know, I truly believe now in this era you can get a better sound at home than you can in the big studio. So that's what I did, and I just started recording, and I'd learned so much before from the people that I'd worked with, my friends, you know, engineers, and they taught me, and I just had to start working on those chops as well as the music chops, you know. And so I did that, and then released that album, and it was, you know, my home bedroom recording was good enough to be picked up for a 20th Century Fox film, you know, so it's like, if it's good enough for them, you know, it sounds good enough to me. So anyways, now my whole point is, like 5 years ago, I remember telling my brother, I was like, hey man, you know, I really don't think books are probably going to be, you know, that dominant in the future. It's going to go digital in some way. And he was like, man, he's like, you're tripping. Like, he's like, we'll always have books. And who knows, you know, but there's a certain era, you know, there's a certain age point where everyone loves books, and then there's a certain age point where kids are coming up on readers, you know. And so anyways, now that I'm doing this book publishing thing, it's just crazy how there, you know, just like there were record deals before, and there were, you know, these sort of gatekeepers where a lot of people back in the day, you know, when they were in the studio, they were like probably, you know, really talented artists, or were somehow able to get there, and now anybody can record at home. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean it's going to be a #1 record, but you know, the possibility is there, you know, for the indie artist, which is like, that's never existed. How amazing is that? So anyways, with the book, it's now the same thing. I just published a book. It's available in 32 countries on iTunes. And before, publishing deals, you know, I would have had, I didn't have to go out and hustle to get a deal, to get a publishing deal, or make phone calls and do all this stuff. It's like the technology was available. Granted, there was tons of work, and, you know, I want to make the best product that I possibly can, but at the same time, it's like the dreams can become a reality. So I think that's something really amazing. It's kind of the main point. But where's it all going to go? You know, is there going to be, now there's more music being made than ever. You know, and I'm sure the books are going to mirror that same thing. You know, people are going to be published, so it's like, what's going to make you stand out, you know? But anyways, just a little video blog, and please leave comments, and let's have a conversation. Talk to you soon. Peace.